What's up, guys? It's your boy, Jeremy Wormy. I'm coming at you with a brand new installment of Gundam. This is G Gundam episode 13. Name, I do not remember. That's besides the point. We are continuing our, I want to say it's Shinjuku. It's Tokyo for sure. It's Japan for sure. Wait, is Tokyo and Shinjuku the same? Fact check me in the comments. I'll accept my punishment as flogging and public ridicule. But that's besides the point. I say but way too many times. God, I need to not point that out. We are continuing the story. We are continuing the review. It's more just, hey, we're talking about these episodes that I really like. This is one of my favorite arcs. Mainly because Master Asia's in there, and when Master Asia shows up, stuff starts getting fun. When I really think about it, there are, before the final rounds, let me just say there's a final rounds for the Gundam tournament. Before we get there, where things become a little more interesting, develop every day, different interactions, not the same. It becomes a good level of different. Until we get to that point, solely Domon working his way through. You get two really big arcs that are very impactful for the overall story. Get to the Gundam tournament, things start heating up and ramping up a little bit more in a different way that really, really works. Build up to a ultimate battle. That kind of looks like what we get right here. Anyways, though, today's episode continues our Shinjuku, Tokyo, Japan storyline, where Master Asia, Domon, Rain are protecting the survivors of a Dark Gundam and the Dark Army's assault on this town. One building left, the government building, I believe is what it's called, and they're set to defend these people. The story progressive, we get a we get a hiccup and a new development today in the overarching story. Questions of what the heck's going on and why the heck are our four surprise opponents who they are, and then what is this fifth mystery opponent and this brand new Gundam. Now, the fifth mystery opponent and the brand new Gundam are not revealed until next week, or if you watch some stuff you might figure it out beforehand, but it is what it is. It starts putting the wrinkles in, the conflicts that some characters are going to be going through, and some development that's about to happen, and some changes that are about to be beginning. With all that out of the way, though, let's get into the episode. We open, and if I can do this right, because I have to do it this way today, on Master Asia standing down, looking upon a giant encroaching army of the encroachment of the Dark Army. Just staring him down, acting like he's too cool for school. They begin to prepare to take fire, and Master Asia, not in a Gundam, just takes them all out. And if I can get this right, I'm using a different player today. Have to do it. Sorry. But Master Asia takes them out with no Gundam, all by himself, lone human. It shows you his power level. It shows you how strong he truly is. Like last week, he did the same thing with three Gundam, with three of the Dark Army soldiers. He took three of them out, no question, no Gundam, all by himself. It shows you he's super strong. Domon can't do that because, in comparison, Domon has to use Shining Gundam to take down one Dark Army member. Now, Domon can take out a lot of the Dark Army with the help of the Gundam, but it assists in showing you the difference in their power. Domon cannot destroy these Gundams without a Gundam. Master Asia can. Master Asia is that skilled. Master Asia is that strong. Kind of goes to show that Master Asia is Domon's master and is an idol for Domon. As this opening battle continues, Domon begins to recognize that, remember that the Dark Army, basically telling you, is controlled by Kyoji. And if I can get it just right, yep, Kyoji. The Dark Army is controlled by Kyoji. He's viewing himself fighting the Dark Army as fighting the extension of Kyoji, continuing his quest to clear his family, to save his family, and to take vengeance of sorts on Kyoji for the actions that he took. So Domon gets pretty angry, and I almost said some stuff that I can't say, but I almost did. Domon vows to destroy them all because of Kyoji, leaps into battle, and then we start getting our narrator for the day, telling us how is Kyoji gonna affect the battle. We have Master Asia, who's a very powerful warrior. If I can get it just right. God, I don't. And then he announces our 4 surprise fighters and the mystery Gundam that has no name but is going to show up. Well, first, defending the government building, all that. Then our 4 fighters for today, if I can get it just right. Saisaishi, Chippity Crockett, George of France, whose name I cannot remember. And last but not least, Argo Golski are our 4 surprised opponents. Why are they fighting? What is going on? We don't get answers this week, but it sets up for an ultimate reveal. Plus, we get the silhouette of our mystery Gundam. One of my favorite Gundams from this generation, from G Gundam. Love the design. So much so that I do have at least one of the Gumplas of it. I'll just give you the name. Well, no, I won't even give you the name. If you know G Gundam, if you know this Gundam, you already know the name. That's all you're going to know for now, because it's really hard for me not to spoil some stuff. I'm fighting the urge to tell you what the hell is about to happen, how this all concludes and what goes forward. But I can't, because I'm trying to be a good host. Let's get things started. Gundam fight all set, ready to go. Get the name, and then we get this very apparent. It's George Descent. Yes, it's Descent. I'm sorry, George is. Even though I like Rose Gundam as a design and as its mechanics, not a huge George fan. Anyways, you get George playing the piano, playing a very nice tune as well. Just playing away. And the government building and the people within the government building pick up a radio signal on a cable network of the piano playing. They believe it's survivors, other survivors, and they're located in a old, if I can get it just right without going too forward. Okay, let me see. Right there. Yeah, right there. They are located in this old radio tower that hasn't been used in years. They believe they're underneath the tower, and they're hidden there, out of sight, trying to survive. The job that is being said is, hey, we need to go save these people. We need to send out a crew. It is our duty. It is our job. Of course, the mayor, if I can't get a good clip of that, says that he will not. Yep, the mayor says, hey, this is getting way too wild, way too dangerous. We shouldn't go do this. So we need to figure something else out. Though it is within their best interest that, hey, they're good people. They need to go save civilians. Master Asia says, hey, he's gonna go, and all he needs is one other person and elects Domon. He does get some pushback saying, hey, you're going deep into enemy territory. You know, this is very dangerous. Are you sure about this? And Master Asia responds with a very tactful answer. It is more conspicuous to go in a full unit, a full outfit, essentially, a bunch of people going in, guns blazing. It is more conspicuous to do that and would get the whole army upon us versus 2 people slowly making their way through and, well, getting there as fast as possible, being able to dodge as much as possible, and try to limit casualties and limit as much destruction as possible. Domon basically agrees, and they're off. Of course, Rain takes note. Domon and Master Asia go off in both How Gundam or Gundam How. I think it's How Gundam, because it sounds funny. How Gundam. Or it just sounds funny. Having a Gundam with the word name How is funny to me. Anyways, because then you ask why Gundam. Anyways, they're off doing their thing, slowly beginning to encounter some of the Dark Army. They begin to advance because they have to hurry up and get there, take them out one by one, relatively simply. And Master Asia and Domon reminisce. Master Asia points out, hey, you've grown up a lot since the last time I trained you. Domon says, yeah, but I'm nowhere near as good as you. But I haven't been this happy in a long time. Continuing this moment of Domon really is happy just being around Master Asia, being able to interact with Master Asia, fight alongside him, fight alongside his master that he idolizes so much, and really enjoys when he gets praise from the man he has idolized for so long. It's a touching moment. It's a touching humanization of Domon. He is not just this brooding man that wants to just fight for no apparent reason, just wants to destroy Kyoji and get it over. No, this gives some human elements to Domon, you know. His love of rain. Very apparent he loves rain. He just has a hard time expressing it. His admiration of Master Asia. His willingness to do what is right. And his love of his master and the people he cares about. It's a humanizing element to Domon. Last week when he cried, seeing this strong man who has been nothing more than kind of a jackass for a long time break down crying because he sees this person he idolizes, it humanizes Domon, and it shows that Domon isn't a jackass and kind of, he has this human element to him. You see them rejoice, and we cut back to the government building, if I can get it just right. I have to constantly say that. Not used to this player, and I still don't know how to do the frame by frame. Anyways, ignore my boomerang. Back at the government building, they're taking note. Hey, they're moving along just fine. They're about to be out of our parameter, our border, you know, away from us, so we won't be able to reach them via comms. The guys in charge, you know, the mayor and them, take note of, hey, they're doing pretty darn well. To be expected because, you know, they're Gundam pilots, they're stronger than us, they fight on a whole nother level. They're in the tournament. Well, we then get this point where they notice 4 unique mobile suit signatures that are on par with Gundams. Similar signatures, similar power, but they don't know if they are Gundams. They just know that they're 4 random mobile suits with power of Gundams. Rain takes note of that. Remember, they're out of comms district. She has to hurry up and get there. We cut back to Domon and Master Asia, where they're looking upon the wreckage, and Master Asia says, you know what? Let's make a game of all this, because you're growing up. Let's have some fun. Let us race to the tower. See who gets there first. See who saves everybody first, and let's just have some fun. You know, this is going pretty easy. Domon kind of agrees, and as he quickly sees, and I don't know if I have the frame just right. Yeah, he sees Master Asia hop into the subway tunnel. Gotta take note of that. Master Asia has left. Master Asia asked to do this race. Master Asia's out of sight. Domon is about to head in, and we get Rain. I'm just going to do it here. Reina comes by on a hover scooter or a hover cart of some sort to warn Domon. She tells Domon that there are 4 mobile suits with power on par with Gundams. Domon inquires why the heck do they have Gundam powers. Domon asks, hey, does this subway go all the way over to the tower? Rain says, yeah, pulls out her little makeup thingy that has power, says yes, it should. Domon says he's about to go in. Rain says, hold up, I'm coming with you. Domon then distracts her by saying, hey, the right hand on the Gundam is being a little slow. Did you maintain it correctly? Are you having issues? Are you sure you didn't mess up? She looks away and says, wait, what? And Domon runs off. Rain hollers back, hey, Domon, I'm a part of this team too. It's not just you, it's both of us. That does play a part. That does play an important part. Domon doesn't really listen, though. At least right now. As Domon heads down the stairs into the subway, he notices, oddly enough, in this deserted subway with nobody actually there, a train pulls up. Kind of odd. Deserted subway, everything's destroyed. A train pulls up? What's going on? Domon says it seems like somebody's expecting him. Domon walks into the train. We see the boots of somebody there. It's Chippity. Let's be real. We already know it's Chippity. Notices Chippity, and Chippity tells him, hey, it's been a long time. Domon looks over, sees that it's Chippity, reading the New York Times no less. But as you look upon Chippity, it doesn't look quite right. Now you can say, hey, it's the animation, it's this, it's that. This look upon his face isn't quite normal. When you see Chippity from the past, even when he's more intense, doesn't quite look like this. Something's up. That's a visual thing that we can notice. Domon doesn't really notice that. Chippity says that, hey, he's going to begin to battle Domon, and he wants to battle him now. Basically get his revenge. He has a whole lot more power. Chippity unleashes a punch that he has never unleashed before. New power, new strength. Hits Domon, basically throws him back out of the train. This is a new Chippity. This is a stronger Chippity. What the heck's up? Don't know. Domon is struggling to stay on board. Chippity is about to basically kill Domon. Domon hits Chippity back and jumps off the train. Don't do this at home, kids. Don't do anything you see on here at home. But Domon quickly gets away and tries to figure out, hey, what the heck's going on with Chippity? As you can see, we're in between 2 frames, but we'll go ahead. Back with Rain, she's beginning to work upon the Gundam, trying to make sure that it's all set because, Domon complained about the right hand. Making sure his work's done. And as you notice, there's 4 signatures starting to pop up. What the heck's going on? Well, she quickly notices too. And it's 4 members of the Dark Army. And in the back, we get a slow pan over to our silhouette and our mystery Gundam, watching Rain interact, preparing to battle units. Cut back down to Domon in the subway as he's running down the tracks, and you kind of already saw it. There's a train approaching him from the front. As he prepares to run back, he notices that there's a train also coming from, well, I think I got there. Yep. Train about to hit him. Get to the cut, middle part, tries to run back, notices that there's a train coming from behind him. So, again, don't try this at homes. At home. Home. Anyways, don't really know how this works. Domon does. He's a martial artist. He's a Gundam pilot. Let that sink in. Gotta take it as like that. He realizes that he's trapped, so he quickly tries to figure out which one's faster. Realizes it's the front, jumps over it, runs across, and saves himself from an explosion. Domon starts noticing that something's up. Somebody's planning this. What the heck's going on? Begins to walk away, but as he stands up and prepares to walk away, you notice there's a camera watching him. In this control room, we got Sai Saishi planning his attacks, watching his attacks, sending out these traps. Look upon Sai Saishi's eyes. Something different there. He's no longer this kind of joyful, kind of lovable goofball who's still very powerful, kind of kiddish, kind of childish. There's a murderous intent within his eyes. Again, it's drawn that way for a reason. We notice it, Domon doesn't. We, the watchers, are set to notice this subtle change. It can be a drastic change, but you look upon his eyes and you see it. You look that there's something different about these guys. Remember, we've interacted with them now 2 times in total. We've seen how they interact. We've seen how they act. Something's up. Sai Saishi basically continues his plan. Domon says, looks like somebody's preparing for me and watching me. We cut back to the main battle. Excuse me. Where in this battle, you have Rain basically struggling to survive. She says, hey, Gundam can only do so much in autopilot. She needs to basically fight. So she takes note of the tracksuit, well, the tracer suit, the battle suit, and says, well, I gotta fight. And we get her own suit up sequence, which is very fun. And she takes note that, hey, this is extremely tight. All jokes aside, it kind of makes sense. This is the trace suit. Ignore her position, ignore the sounds that she makes during this whole thing. It is set to be able to match your muscles, match your movement. It is extremely tight, and also that does kind of play into a later storyline. Much later storyline. Actually, I might spoil it now. Later down the road, there's a kid, this is in the finals, that gets into Domon's Gundam, says, hey, I'm going to become a pilot. Trace suit goes on him, and you realize just how tight these trace suits are, and if you're not careful enough, these suits can actually crush you. Like, it is insanely strong. It can kill you. So to be able to withstand it kind of tells you how strong these people are, how durable they are. Excuse me. And to see Rain be able to do this kind of tells you, hey, she's no slouch. She's pretty strong in her own right. She's just not a super skilled fighter, but she knows what she's doing. And as you can see here, because now she's piloting the Shining Gundam. Yeah, Shining Gundam. She is the pilot right now. She is not Domon. Yes, she's not as skilled as Domon. She's not as clean cut as Domon, but she can fend for herself as long as she has this mobile suit. She knows it just as well, almost as well as Domon, if not a little bit better, because she is the mechanic. She subsequently does her own little pose and does a similar thing as Domon, and then she warns, no, this is not woke, this is not feminism, this is classic Japanese animation, this is classic storytelling. She says, hey, don't underestimate the power of a woman. In modern times, that line would be annoying. From when this was made, it wasn't annoying. It wasn't groan-inducing. It was something. And to see Rain say that was interesting, especially with what we end up seeing. She's nowhere near as strong as Domon. She's nowhere near as powerful as Domon. This moment does tell us, though, hey, she can do a little bit on her own. She's not completely helpless. She's just not as skilled. Still nowhere on the level of Domon. Nowhere on the level of Master Asia. Got back to Domon. He has now made it to the round table. You know, the point where trains come, redirect, go from there. Nothing's really going on. Kind of boring. All of a sudden, trains start flying out of nowhere at him, crash landing, and Domon has to dodge. Domon says, hey, this seems like a trap set up for me. Ignore the ridiculousness of it. If you haven't figured out now, G Gundam knows what it is. The story is what's more important. What actually happens can be convoluted. Domon takes note of, hey, seems like a trap. From behind, he notices a train begins to lift up. Somebody is lifting a train up above their head, and it's Argo Golfsky. Now, we don't get to see Argo's face that well. We don't get to see how much he has changed in the facial features. This time we see him kind of like Chippity, where Chippity, we did see his facial features, but we saw how strong he also became, just unnaturally. It wasn't Chippity's normal strength. Argo is lifting up a train. For crying out loud, this shows that something's up. He now is strong enough to lift a frickin' train. That wasn't normal. That wasn't what Argo was last time. Also take note. Where's his handler? Why is his hands unbound? What's going on? He should be bound up. I mean, he's a prisoner after all. And you do kind of see his face, but it doesn't look any different than normal. You know, he always had those smaller eyes. He always kind of this grimace on his face. But it's the strength aspect that is most interesting and most weird. Throws a train at Domon. Domon dodges it. Then Chippity comes by, says, hey, Argo, hop on. Domon takes note of all that. Saisaishi saying, hey, the stage is being set. We're all prepared. Everything looks good. Domon, it's time to die. Domon, it's time. Domon starts running and says, why is Chippity and Argo working together? What the heck's going on? He then sees a light at the end of the train tunnel, says, hey, is that where I'm supposed to go? It also is hearing piano music. Domon walks over to where he is. And, well, no, he doesn't hear the piano music yet. Says, hey, is that my way out? Looks up and, oh, look. It's the radio tower that he needs to be at. Cut back to Rain battling the Dark Army. They're firing upon him, and we start seeing, yeah, Rain is decently skilled. She knows what she's doing. She's firing back. She's using the Vulcans. Gets scared at one point, thinks that she's about to die. Manages to attack, but notice her hand movements. It's not as skilled as Domon. It's you know, last minute stab. It's not as cut like Domon would do. And even when you see her interacting with a beam saber, it's not as clean as Domon would do. So you can tell she can handle herself for the most part, but it's just not as equal as Domon. It's not a feminist moment. It's a storytelling moment. It's an example of character development. It's different than what we get nowadays. And also, Rain doesn't look half bad in a trace suit. Just saying. Just saying. Rain begins saying, hey, we need to get over to Domon. Begins flying. And as she's flying, I said that wrong. We see our mysterious Gundam come up from behind. And in possibly a really menacing, but really cool looking moment, you see it right behind Shining Gundam, bearing down on it, ready to grab it, ready to capsulate it and take it down. We see upon its face how different and scary it is, and Rain's shocked. Cut back to Domon, entering into the tower, walking around, starts hearing the piano, starts heading towards the piano, says, hey, that's where we need to go. Enters into the location, says, hey, I'm here to save y'all. What do we see? We see George there. Also, not the suave gentleman look he has on. It's kind of a menacing, snarky look, you know. Not the look we're used to. Can kind of tell. And he says, hey, I've been waiting for you. This trap's been sprung, things of that nature. Domon says, why the heck are you here, George? He's starting to try to figure out why the heck has Chippity been there. Why has all these trains, all these traps been tripped for him? Why is Argo there? Excuse me. What the heck is going on? In that moment, George begins playing the piano, and when he plays the piano, it signals everybody else to enter. Domon now sees Saisaishi. This whole time he hasn't seen Saisaishi. All four of them have teamed up. All four. Can't see my hand. All four of them have teamed up. What's going on? Domon doesn't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. Why are they here to defeat him? That's their main goal. George is pressing the keys, you know, signaling, hey, it's time to battle. They're all getting in there, and they all say, Domon, fight me. Domon, fight me. Domon, fight me. Domon, fight me. They're faster than normal. They're stronger than normal. Domon takes note, like, they're stronger. You can see, even in the animation, even in the drawing, Domon is struggling to hold these guys back. Before, Saisaichi's a little different. Argo's a little different. Domon didn't struggle that much. It wasn't this hard. It might have been a challenge, but it wasn't on the level of this. There might have been worthy adversaries that Domon didn't destroy, but they weren't freakishly strong. Saisaichi easily kicks down Domon. Argo throws Domon. Chippity tries to punch Domon. Chippity, they're just destroying Domon relatively easily. They're beginning to prepare for the final move, saying, hey, this is too easy. We're so proud that this man gave us all this power. This man gave us all this power. Domon takes note of that. Who's this man? Are you working for Kyoji? Is Kyoji behind this all? If it is, Domon's not going to hold back anymore. Domon's going to go all out because that is his job. We see that moment with Kyoji, like we saw at the beginning, like we saw last time. Any aspect of Kyoji makes Domon kind of go insane and say, hey, I can't hold back. I have to do this. But as the battle is about to begin, as Domon is about to use the King of Hearts crest, ceiling falls down, and wouldn't you know it, it's the Shining Gundam. Domon hops inside and sees that Rain is there, damaged, in the trace suit. Domon says, hey, why are you wearing the trace suit? What's going on? What's happening? Rain tells him, hey, I had to. I was in danger. I had no choice. Domon then looks upon all four, those four signatures that we saw before. You could probably figure it out by now by seeing the fighters, but knowing it. Those four mobile suit signatures with power on par with Gundam's was Chippity, Saisaichi, George, and Argo the whole time. And they're prepared to finish this fight. They are going to finish this fight. They are going to show him the power that they have achieved to destroy him. Think for a moment. One of the big points of the interactions with Argo, George, Saisaichi, and Chippity is they want to be able to beat Domon. They want to say, hey, we succeeded in defeating our rival. They all view Domon as a rival. But they know Domon's on another level. This is another moment of, hey, we took the easy road, but it comes with comes with cost. Not a good cost. Domon says what is going to happen. He knows he's going to have to fight them. Everybody's prepared for fight. Rain says, oh my god, Domon, look out. From behind, it comes. Something unlike any other. In a activation sequence, almost as cool as the Shining Gundam's activation sequence. I gotta say, it's almost as cool. It's still pretty freaking badass. As the Gundam touches down, hands in the air, everything starts activating. Wings fly open and close around him. Turns around, steam shoots out, and we see this black, intimidating Gundam look upon them with just, God, such cool animation, such a cool design, and this level of menace that we haven't seen before. Not even the Dark Gundam has this cool of a design, this cool of a menace. I get it. The horns are a little weird, but it shows you this is a next level. This is something weird. What the heck's going on? And also, just take a look at that. And yes, technically, if I can get it right, I need to fiddle with it. My own version of this can do what's about to happen here. I just need to fiddle around with it. I haven't done it for a while. But his little cloak, wing cloak, as I call it, opens up, hand comes out, and he uses a move similar to Domon's. He uses Darkness Finger. Dumb name, I know. Darkness, Shining, dumb name. Who really cares? He uses a move. He uses this move. Domon says, my god, this is immense power. Domon, is this Kyoji? Is this man in line with Kyoji? Is this Kyoji? Domon has to stop it. Domon uses his own finger move. Shining Finger versus Darkness Finger. But this is the difference in power. This is the difference in strength. This Gundam, just arm goes back, and immediately just has to push forward and begins pushing all the energy backwards upon Domon. Domon is physically arms locked, using all of his strength, being pushed back. He can't withstand this power as he is now. Domon's freaking out. He knows he's about to lose. Rain gets involved. And though they don't explain how this part happens, how this part achieves victory, I think my own personal theory is we go back to Domon's episode where we learned about the Dark Gundam and we learned about the Shining Gundam. Shining Gundam's equipped with a emotional engine. The pilot, when his emotions are stronger, the unit gets stronger. So, in theory, this next attack is stronger because Domon's united with his teammate, Rain, somebody that he does love. He does have physical attraction to. So they begin to use a combo move, saying all the words, but saying our hand and things like that, and Shining Finger all together. Stops the attack. Relatively equal strength. Massive explosion. Domon and Rain are passed out on the ground. Domon wakes up for a moment, sees upon the Horn Gundam, and watches as it is disappearing. Looks upon its face as it slowly changes into How Gundam, or Gundam How, into Master Asia's Gundam. Interesting. Makes you start thinking, makes you start wondering what the heck's going on. Maybe it's just, maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just because Gundams look relatively similar. Maybe there's something there. Don't know. But Domon is then approached with Master Asia and everything. Domon fills him in on what the heck's going on. Master Asia kind of says, we're at a next level and it's concerning. Why is this happening? what's going on. It looks like we're going to have to fight together to stop this. To stop Kyoji. To stop this mystery Gundam. And to stop whatever is happening to Saisaishi, George, Argo, and Chippity. But there's still a hint of mystery. Like, something's up. Something's not right. Who is the mystery Gundam? Who is all this? What's actually going on here? Only time will tell. I know what's going on. You'll figure out part of it next week. But with that, guys, we come to an end. I know there's time left, but really all it is the dude saying, hey, something's up. What's going on? End of story. I'm not going to tell you what happens next week. I'm not even going to play through the end credit, the like teaser, the stinger. All I'm going to say is, if you haven't watched the show, if you've been watching this through me, it gets a little intense. It gets kind of heart-wrenching. And it is what it is. Character development, story development. Something the story absolutely needed. Other than just Kyoji. There's something else other than just Kyoji that Domon will have to face. But that's for next week. With that, guys, if you liked the video, please leave a comment down below. Share this video out. Leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.